Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Vinny's Take. It's always good when the Bills win, because I'm able to come at you right away. Had they not come back and won that game, you wouldn't have seen me till much later, as I would have had to recover, collect my thoughts, and think about it. This was a game that was tougher than it should have been, by far. At 28-3, when I got done work, it was 28-3. The Bills had dominated. Although the Rams hadn't punted at that point, they hadn't let them score more than 3 points. They had kept him out of the end zone. They had played the bend but don't break defense, which was famous in the 1990 era, early 90s. But somewhere between the time when I got relieved at work till I got out to my car, the Rams scored their first touchdown. I don't know what it was. I have not seen the highlights, and after last week, YouTube blocking my video for including the highlights, I'm not going to do it this time. The second touchdown, however, came on an interception, which is obviously the wrong call. When two players go to the ground and there is a tie, the NFL rule, the football rule for that matter, has always been the tie goes to the offense. You do not let the play continue, especially after a penalty had been called, continue on until the defender somehow comes up with the ball. That must be the democratic political way of doing football. You keep going until you win. But even at that, even when you get screwed in a call, and we all know the Rams, the refs love to give the Rams call, whether it's the NFC Championship a couple years ago or week one against the Cowboys, the refs love to give the Rams a call. I don't know why. They're not the Patriots, but for some reason, people love to give the Rams a call. Referees love to give the Rams a call. Oh, the Eagles score, and they've taken the lead on the Bungles. The Falcons, meanwhile, are collapsing again. Dan Quinn's legacy. Collapse. So anyway, it's now 28-17. When something bad happens, you have to recover, regroup, and go back at it. And that's what the Bills' defense was not doing. They gave up a touchdown. It's 28-17. We have a fumble or another turnover somehow. The Rams get it back, go down, another touchdown. The running game, especially this Henderson kid, this rookie, was just crushing the Bills' defense. And you can't say there's injuries because both Milano and Edmonds were back. The only Bill out was the tight end. But they get into this lull. They did it against the Jets. They did it against the Dolphins, where all of a sudden they start falling behind. They have a lead, this time a huge lead, and they start falling behind. I swear, as a Bills fan, and my second team being Atlanta, 28-3 is going to give me nightmares. It is. The Rams get the two-point conversion. It's 28-25. The Bills again fail to score. Rams come back down. All of a sudden, the lead is gone, and the Rams are leading 32-28 with 2 minutes and some change to go. Then Josh Allen almost makes a huge mistake. On the fumble, he was grabbed around the neck and ripped down, and he got up yelling at the referee about horse collar tackle. And that is where I learned something. Apparently, there's no horse collar in the pocket. Why not? The horse collar tackle was put in place to limit injuries, right? Terrell Owens breaking his leg in 2004. That's why we had the horse collar tackle. So why? The quarterback, the most protected position on the field, is not protected with a horse collar? That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. So they're down 32-25 or 28. They get the ball back. Their offense has been stagnant since they went up 28-10. It's 3rd and 22, and Allen hits Cole Beasley for a first down. That was a huge play, but then they come right back after getting down into Rams territory, and Josh Allen is called for a face mask. It was a face mask. Granted, it was. He had his hand up. The offensive player can put your hand on the face mask to try to stiff arm you or push you away, but you cannot grasp and hold. That's something that it happened, but luckily it didn't crush. It was 3rd and 25 at that point. It didn't end the game. They hit Stephon Diggs on a 16-yard pass. It's 4th and 9. The Rams are out of timeouts. They've called a few timeouts to try to give themselves time if the Bills score. 4th and 9. Allen back to pass. Throws incomplete to Gabriel Davis. Flag down. Beautiful play. Finally, the refs get something right from the Bills fan perspective. They call the rookie corner. Can't think of his name right now. Doesn't matter. They call him for holding. The announcers up in the booth, Greg Jennings, wide receiver, and this is what surprised me, wide receiver, is thinking that it should be offensive holding because he initiated contact. Mike Pereira, the head of the former head of officiating and a Fox consultant, gets on and agrees with the call. So even if, and I'm sure Rams are going to cry about the call, Rams fans, because that's what NFL fans do. Hell, if the Bills had lost, you don't think I wouldn't have been on here talking about that interception, right? Mike Pereira says he initiated contact. He held it for over 5 yards. It's holding. The ball's in the air, becomes pass interference. It's the correct call. Then Josh Allen throws a high pass, and Tyler Kroft, with Dawson Knox out in concussion protocol, everybody was worried about the tight end situation. Smith catches touchdown. Kroft catches 2. Tyler Kroft catches a pass where he has to reach up behind his head, falling backwards, and he holds on. Fantastic catch. Touchdown Buffalo, 35-32. Still 21 seconds left. Squib kick. Rams get the ball on around the 25. There's 10 seconds left. Now here's a play that is not going to be talked about because the Bills won, but I have a big problem with what happens next. The Rams go into the Stanford play mode. They throw a pass, laterals start happening. The problem is the first lateral hits the ground. Hits the ground. In the NFL, inside of 2 minutes of the half or the end of the game, if you fumble the ball, and that's what a lateral is technically a fumble, the ball hits the ground, only the offending fumbler can advance the ball. Anybody else recovers, it's dead. But the refs don't blow it dead. It keeps going back and forth, back all over the field. Finally, a Buffalo Bill ends up with the ball. There's a penalty, which the play would have been called back anyway because there was a penalty for an illegal chop or block in the back or what have you. So Buffalo wins. They're 3-0. And I've said that this next 4-week stretch, Rams, Raiders, Titans, Chiefs, huge 4-week stretch for the playoff aspirations. You have got to come out of this at the end of this week 6, 4-2. You have got to take 2 of these 4 wins, and they got one today. It was a big win. Now they go to Las Vegas next week. Okay, Bears just took lead on the Falcons. Falcons collapsing again. Dan Quinn I don't see how Dan Quinn survives. I really don't. Arthur Blank was upset last week at the onside kick thing. I don't see how Dan Quinn survives this. Browns beat the Redskins. Oops. Did I just say Redskins? Browns beat the football team. So, Buffalo gets the win. Huge win. 3-0. They start 3-0 2 years in a row, and they go to Las Vegas next week. That's going to be a tough game. I'm not sure. Let me see if I can see how that game. Las Vegas. Oh, it's a final. 49ers destroy the Giants. Patriots defeat Las Vegas 36-20. So Las Vegas is no longer undefeated. So Buffalo's going in 3-0. The Raiders will be 2-1. Titans come back to beat the Vikings, so they're still undefeated. And of course, the Chiefs play tomorrow night. So those are the Bills' next 3 opponents. Huge games all over the league. It's September 27th, but the playoff picture is already, taking shape when you get important games like this. Yes, it's against a conference opponent. Yes, had they lost, they would have been 2-1. The Patriots are 2-1. The Patriots lost to the Seahawks. The Bills would have lost to the Rams. So the Bills still would have been ahead of the Patriots by virtue of 2 divisional victories versus the Patriots 1. Although technically that's the same tiebreaker. It's still 100,000% rating, whatever. But I'm digressing. Let's talk about the negative. Once again, the Bills team, the defense and offense, the whole team gets into a slump where we're coasting, let's coast. This is happening way too much. It's not just the Bills. Look at the Falcons. Last week, they gave up 39 unanswered points and lost because they didn't know the rules to the Cowboys. And they're doing it again. They were up 26-10 to the Bears. And with a minute 53 and no Julio Jones, they're going to lose this game too. But I'll tell you what. No matter how you win, I've said this time and time again. Last year, of the Bills' 6 losses, 7 if you count the playoff loss, they were in 6 of those games. They could have won them. You've got to learn how to win the. You've got to learn how to win the close game. They're doing that. They came back to beat Miami. They beat the Rams. Now they've got to learn how to not let the games get close. I know the Rams are good. Sean McVay had been undefeated at 10 a.m. starts. And when I say 10 a.m., I'm talking Ram time, 1 p.m. our time, first down Falcons. So the Bills figured out how to win this game. They stuck to it. They got it done. Great win. I'm excited about it. You know, yes, you'd like to see that interception call not happen. Allen had another fumble. He had a personal foul penalty, which he, as a young kid, has got to learn to know the rules. I mean, evidently, I didn't know that rule either. But if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. So, whatever. You get the win. That's the important thing. Congratulations, the Bills. They're 3-0. Las Vegas, Tennessee, Kansas City. Next 3 weeks. Now, next week is a 4 o'clock start. And the Falcons just threw an interception. Game over. Awesome. 4 o'clock, 4:15 start. And I will be away at a wedding downstate. So I will not be bringing you Vinny's Take after the game until much later, probably closer to midnight or so. Sack to the Future tonight. Big game, Colts 49ers. So stay tuned on the Vinny X Wolf channel for more. Hit like if you like the video. Subscribe if you are not. Share. Bills fans, let us know that we love the Bills and we are going to stick behind you no matter what. Just let's get better. I mean, that's the point, right? 3-0. 3-0 is 3-0. How if I had done this video in 91, I'd have been saying 3-0 is 3-0, even though they struggled against Tampa Bay, but they still beat them. 91 is the key, though. They started 5-0 and then faced Kansas City. Let's do that again. Let's get to 5-0. Let's get to 4-0 first. Let's beat the Raiders. Thanks for joining us. I'm Vinny Vincent. Until next time, God bless America.